Oh, Jamar Chase with the dive. Because Garrett Wilson's wide open. Garrett Wilson, touchdown Bears. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the video here on the World of Juice channel, and welcome to something new. So, you guys know that once the Giants series ended, the 2015 Giants rebuild series ended, I mentioned that I wasn't sure where we were going to go next. I wasn't sure what I was going to do in terms of like a little series or something, because obviously we still have the Browns series going right now, but that's finishing up as well. And then we've obviously got all the rebuilds with the mods and with present day and with the college football rebuilds and all that kind of stuff. But I needed something. I needed something else that I could sink my teeth into and that would be interesting enough for both me to play and to make content on, and for you guys to watch. And so I was going through the Discord pages, and I came across this mod, which obviously you guys know about because I've titled it in the video. I came across the 1994 mod, which basically is what it says it is. It mods Madden to go all the way back to the year 1994, before I was even born. I was born in 1999, so this is way before I'm born. And then we're going to restart the NFL from 1994, and we're going to change history. So we're going to see what happens in here. So I need to go over a little bit of like starter information before we get into the video. So what this mod does, this is on Madden 22, by the way. This is not Madden 24. I was looking around trying to see if they've converted it to Madden 24, but as of recording this video, unfortunately, there's no definitive answer if they've done it or not. I think they haven't done it yet. So it was only a Madden 22 mod. So I had to re-download Madden 22 on the PC, and I installed the mod, and here we are now. So if you want to get this yourself, you got to make sure that you have Madden 22 downloaded through the EA app or through Steam or whatever you use. And then go into, I'll leave all the links in the description so that you can go and check out this Discord. It's not the Madden modding community Discord page that I've been sending you guys to for the 2015 mod, the 2012 mod, the college football mod, all that stuff. This is a totally different mod page. And I'll link it all down below in the description so you guys can find it all. But if you want to check it out for yourself, but this does not work on Madden 24, at least as of recording this. This does not work on Madden 23. This is Madden 22. I haven't played this game since Madden 23 came out. So it's just being back on the screen is a little bit of a throwback. But we're going to be going back to 1994. Now, something significant about this era of NFL football is it is the year, or it's right around the time, if not the exact year, that the Jaguars and Panthers come into existence, where they get franchises. So they're very, very new. And then it is a year after, or a year before, the Baltimore Ravens come back to the NFL after being, after the Browns leave, the Browns are gone, and then the Ravens come back to the NFL. Or at least Baltimore gets a team, so the Ravens are born, and then the Browns come back a little bit later. So what we're going to be doing today is, I know it's not the true actual year that the Ravens became a franchise, but it's as close as we can get because there's not a mod for that year, at least that I know of. So what we're going to be doing in this little series is, it's going to be run a similar way as the 2012 and 2015 series have been with the Giants and Browns. We're going to do a year every episode, and we're going to try to rebuild the Baltimore Ravens from literal scratch. They are not even a real team yet in this mod, but they're obviously in the game because they couldn't take a team out. So they're in the game. They have a bunch of no-name players, scrubs, a bunch of bad overalls, low overalls. I don't even know if any of them are real players. I'm not sure. I didn't look them up or anything. I'm assuming that they're not real players because the team doesn't technically exist just yet. But, I mean, the Ravens are in the game, obviously, because they're in Madden, they're in NFL in real life. So they couldn't like delete a team from the existence, so they just had to give them a bunch of scrubs. But we're going to take this team from literally nothing, from the birth of their franchise, their reboot, since they were the Baltimore Colts before. I think they have that history. The Baltimore Ravens have that history. But we're going to take them from inception, literal inception, and try to win as many Super Bowls as possible. Maybe change their history from only winning 2 championships in, 2000 and then 2012? Was it 2000 that they won it? It was in that early time frame with, who was their quarterback? It was some bad, like, not great quarterback. Obviously, they had a great defense. But this is going to be pretty fun because we're going to get these draft classes that obviously include a bunch of future Hall of Famers. One in particular I'm very excited about, the 2000 or the 99 draft class, because that's got a certain Tom Brady in it. So I'm very excited about this mod. I've seen some videos on this. C4, if you're not familiar with him, the YouTuber, he's done mods on this before, or videos on this mod before, back last year, I think. A few months ago, maybe 6 or 7 months ago, he did a couple series on this mod. So that's kind of where I first initially saw it. So it's not my original newborn idea. I did see this from other YouTubers, at least one other C4. So if you want to go check out C4, feel free. I don't think he has any videos currently on it. I think he's done with that now that obviously Madden 24 is out. But yeah, I really wanted to do this mod. I wanted to have another mod. I didn't want to just keep grinding out the 2015 and 2012 stuff. I mean, that's still going to come because I still have a lot of fun ideas for that, those mods in that era. But I wanted to get another one, and there wasn't any more for Madden 24, so I had to keep looking, and I found this one, and it had to be on Madden 22, so here we are. So I hope you guys go and enjoy. If you want to see any other videos besides this little series on the Ravens, if you want to see, I have ideas for the Jaguars and the Panthers, since they're both new teams as well, that I want to rebuild them as well. But if you have any other suggestions, we'll go through all the rosters and stuff in this episode so you guys can get a feel for who's in the league at this point, and all that kind of good stuff. So if you have any suggestions for teams that might interest you, maybe your favorite team from this, or back in this era, you want to see me take on and do a rebuild on, let me know down below in the comments, because I have a lot of ideas about this mod, but I want to see what you guys have to say as well, because you guys ones watching the video in the first place. So finally, all that stuff, I think I've said everything I needed to say at the beginning. I'll obviously go more in depth when we actually get into the details of it, but I think I've said everything I need to do in the intro. Yeah, it's only Madden 22, so don't get your hopes up about, well, I guess I haven't heard officially that it's not coming to Madden 24, but I haven't seen anything that it's there already. So as far as I know, it's only on Madden 22. I will let you guys know either in the community updates or the community tab of my channel, or in an actual video. I'll let you know if it ever comes to Madden 24, because I might move the series to Madden 24, and we might do that. But as far as it is right now, it's only Madden 22, and we're going to be rebuilding the Baltimore Ravens in 1994. I know they're not a team in 1994, but we've moved up the timeline a little bit, basically. So hope you guys go and enjoy. If you do, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club, and let's get started on this historic rebuild. So here we are. It took me a little bit to get used to the menu again, because it's slightly different than what Madden 24's is, but this is Madden 22, and as you can see right there, which way would it be? It'd be this way, right there. You can see Tim Brown has a picture, and he's in the game. So this is going to be really fun. I'm really excited, and you can see our offense, defense, and regular overall is garbage, because we're not technically a franchise just yet. So let's take a look at the team. It's not very impressive. And by the way, my coach up at the top is the first ever Ravens coach. I Googled it. He was the coach from 96 to 98. So that's the coach that I chose to be period accurate, basically. Or at least as close as period accurate it could be, since we're not technically in 1996 just yet. But this is the roster we're working with. It's not good. We're going to be 0-17 or 0-16. I don't know if they added the 18th game or the 18th week. I would assume not, but I guess we'll find out. We're going to be winless in this first season and probably next season as well, until we start to bring in some new young talent, free agency, the draft, all that kind of good stuff. But yeah, we don't have any good players. These are all fake players. They're not good. they're going to suck. We're going to have like the worst offense in the league, defense in the league, all that kind of stuff. But at least we have a promising young rookie in Matt Joyce. I don't know if he'll stay around, but he's 78 overall or 77 overall with hidden development. And then we have this left tackle who's also a rookie from the Ohio State University. Not a real player, but he's star development and young, so that's nice. We have a couple prospects, but they're not going to be here for for very much longer. But yeah, this team is a bunch of no names, which is it's good because it's a clean slate. It's a fresh, clean roster. We can do whatever we want with this. Let's take a look around the league because that's going to be the part that you guys are all interested in. You want to see who's on these rosters. So we'll start with the NFL. We'll go through the quarterbacks, so this makes it a little bit easier. You guys can see the top players at each position. We've got Steve Young, and the fun part about this is they have player models in the game. The modders that have done this mod, the 1994 mod, have done some really, really great things. They have made it so that Steve Young has a player model in the game. These are his ratings. I'm very excited about this. He's 32 years old at this point. We've got Troy Aikman. I'll go through as many people that have player models as possible. Some of them don't look fantastic, but I mean, hey, they're in the game. I mean, you can't be too mad at it. I mean, that looks decent enough for a game. And what does it matter? You can't see his face that much anyway. He's got a helmet on. But these are some of the star players of the era. Obviously, you got a young Brett Favre, gunslinger, 24 years old. Would love to have Brett Favre on the team. Don't know if it's going to be physically possible to get him. It would be awesome to have him, though. Dan Marino, 32 years old, veteran. Never won a championship. Maybe we take on the Dolphins in a future rebuild, and we try to get Dan Marino a championship because he never got one. John Elway, very solid veteran player. Got a couple titles as well. We'll see what his career pans out to be. Then you got Drew Bledsoe over the Patriots. I don't think he's got I don't think that's a player model of Drew Bledsoe. I doubt it. It doesn't look like him that much, but he's young. He's a young man. He just got drafted last season. Then you got Jeff George of the Falcons, who has a player model. And then veteran Randall Cunningham, 31 years old. Should still be pretty fast. He's got himself 86 speed, 89 excel, 86 agility. So he still moves around pretty well. And he's got 99 throw power. He's got himself an absolute cannon. Then we got Warren Moon, another veteran, playing on the Vikings. And crucially, this is early enough in the NFL that Randy Moss is still in college. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Joe Montana is out here at 38 years old on the Kansas City Chiefs. What a weird thing to see. I know he played there. It's just weird to see. Jim Kelly is also here for the Buffalo Bills. 34 years old, past his prime, I'd say, but he's still a solid quarterback. Still a solid quarterback. I'm not going to go through everybody. There he is. Jimmy Harbaugh, coach of Meat Chicken, is here. Whose player model is that? That's not Harbaugh. Who is that? That's a current quarterback in the league, I think. Who is that? That looks so... Is that Mason Rudolph? That looks a lot like Mason Rudolph. It might be. That's funny. Vinny Testaverde, Boomer Esiason. I'm not going to go through everybody's player model. A lot of them don't have one. I think Mark Brunell might, though. No, he doesn't. Okay, I thought he might. I thought I read somewhere that they gave him a player model. Maybe it's not right. I don't know. Obviously, it's not. But some of the quarterbacks down the board a little bit, as you see. And then we'll go to the running backs. Barry Sanders, baby. Barry Sanders is in the game. Such a good player. Retired too early, in my opinion, but such a solid player. I mean, 96 speed, 99 brake tackle, 99 acceleration. He's so good. He is so freaking good. Barry Sanders is a stud. Then you got Emmitt Smith. Only 25 years old. You've got your whole career ahead of you with Emmitt Smith. If you started with the Cowboys, man, you are in for an easy ride, basically. Then you got Eric Metcalf for the Browns. Looks like a solid running back as well. Don't know much about Eric Metcalf. Maybe that's just on me for being too young, I guess. The bus, Jerome Bettis, not in Pittsburgh, but in St. Louis. I think they're still St. Louis at this point. They have to be. Or maybe they just moved to St. Louis. I don't know. The Rams. The bus is in the Rams uniform. Pretty weird to see. Marshall Faulk in the Colts uniform. Hasn't made it to the Rams yet for the greatest show on turf. We're not there just yet. And I don't know if he ever will. He might never make it. Some other notable names. Thurman Thomas for the Buffalo Bills is here. He's got himself a player model. Who else we got here? You might see some guys. Marcus Allen. I apologize if I'm not going through every single person. I don't want this to be like an hour-long video on going through just the players. There's Herschel Walker, 32 years old, 77 overall for the Eagles. That could be a nice pickup for us. Nice veteran Hall of Fame running back. But we need to look for the future. Ooh, Bo Jackson. Okay, 88 speed, 85 excel. Not the highest overall, but we might be able to finagle a trade for Mr. Bo. Bo knows. Bo does know. I forgot he was in this mod. That's pretty cool. And then we go to the wide receivers. Obviously got one of the greatest of all time, if not the greatest of all time, Jerry Rice. 31 years old. Just a phenomenal player. Just so good. Jerry Rice is just phenomenal. He's got everything you want. Tim Brown out of Notre Dame. Also phenomenal player. Probably underrated to most people. Sterling Sharp is here as well. Love to see it. Very good player. Rob Moore from the Jets is on this in this mod. Then you got Michael Irvin. Don't sit in his barber chair in the locker room. You'll get cut. But he looks unbelievably good as well. And he's 28 years old. So this Cowboys team is right in their prime. That is for sure. Chris Carter, one of the GOATs from the Ohio State University. 99 catching, as you would expect. 99 catching traffic. He's just really, really good, basically. Then you got Irving Fryer, Herman Moore. You got all these great receivers that you would expect. Mark Ingram is here. Not the Mark Ingram that the player picture looks like, but it's a Mark Ingram. And a young Isaac Bruce, a rookie. Ooh, maybe we could snag ourselves a young Isaac Bruce. We'll have to keep an eye out on some of these young rookies and stuff. Maybe we can get some trades and have some nice potential young players. Shannon Sharp. There's Unc. You love to see it. He's a stud. Just a great tight end. I don't know how he became so good. He's 6'2", 230, and he's one of the best tight ends of all time. I don't know how he did it. That just shows you how good he was. He's so good. Such a good player. I don't think we're going to be able to make a trade for him, but he is such a good player. Ben Coates, Brent Jones, Keith Jackson's there at tight end. There's a lot of good tight ends here. A lot of good tight ends here. Offensive linemen, you know some of the names. Great Gary Zimmerman, Bruce Armstrong, Richmond Webb, Willie Rofe, Lomas Brown. Are you kidding me? Lomas? I think I'm pronouncing that right. I don't know. Jim Lachey from the Hogs. The Ohio State University. Love Jim Lachey. That's Luke Kuechly's model. A lot of good offensive linemen. So many good offensive linemen. There's a lot of 80s. A lot of high 80s. Left guards, Nate Newton, Steve Wisniewski, Randall McDaniel. All the boys are here that you would expect. Dermonte Dawson is the highest rated center. Then you got Bruce Matthews. Does Bruce Matthews have a player model? He might. He does? I think so. I think that's a player model for him. Who else is here? Anybody of notes? There's probably a bunch of people you guys recognize, but I don't recognize a lot of these names. I'm too young. Will Shields, starting at 22 years old, is the starting or the top right guard in the NFL. That's good to know. Some big names here. Kevin Malway is also here. Is he a rookie as well? He is, from LSU. A lot of big-time offensive linemen came out in this draft. Right tackles, not as many huge names, but you got rookie Larry Allen. Ooh, that might be a nice pickup. He's going to be hard to get. He's 22 years old, 87 overall. He's going to be very hard to get, but if we could snag Larry Allen, ooh, we'd be so good. We'd be so good. Okay. So, wait, I want to see, when did Orlando Pace get drafted? Is he already in the league, or is he coming up in one of the draft classes? He might be coming up in one of the draft classes. There's John Alt. Is that Alt's dad, the Alt that's coming out of college from Notre Dame? That might be. Let me look up when Orlando Pace, because I love Orlando Pace. I don't know when he came out of college from Ohio State. Let me just Google him really quickly. Orlando Pace. When did you get drafted, my boy? You got drafted in 1997. First pick in the draft. Love to see it. So we will have to keep an eye on that in a couple of years to get Orlando Pace. All right, moving on to the defense. Obviously, yeah, you got Reggie White, the Minister of Defense. Just a unbelievable player. Absolute fantastic beast. One of a kind. Truly one of a kind. Then you got a couple of guys. It kind of drops off after him. But, I mean, hey, you got him. Then on the right side, you got Bruce Smith. He might have himself a player model. And, oh, he does. Okay. 6'4", stud. One of the best. Then you got Charles Haley. Then it kind of drops off a little bit. But you got a young Michael Strahan. He's got the gap in his teeth. Oh, I mean, he's got the model, but he doesn't have the gap. You got Michael Strahan. That could be a nice sneaky pickup. Getting Michael Strahan, Cortez Kennedy, John Randall, Bryant Young. There's some big name D tackles here. Leon Lett. Oh, NFL fans know Leon Lett for one play. And the refrigerator. Did he make it to Philadelphia? I'm not familiar with your game, my boy. I didn't realize you made it to Philadelphia. But you're old. 31 years old. That could be fun to get him, just to have him. Derek Thomas is here. Kevin Green. Does he have hair? Kevin Green have model? He does. I'm impressed with this mod. This is a cool mod. That's why I wanted to do it, obviously. Clay Matthews Sr., obviously, is here. Willie McGinnis. Some big name guys. Bill Romanowski is here. Ooh. Oh, this is going to be fun. This is going to be so fun. Jesse Tuggle, Chris Spielman. Love Spiels. Absolutely love Spiels. Who else we got in here? We got Levon Kirkland, Brian Cox, Pepper Johnson. Jack Del Rio is here. Look at that. Marvin Jones. Not the Marvin Jones you would expect. Junior Seau. I'm pretty sure he has a model. Junior Seau. 95 overall for Junior Seau. Respect. R.I.P. Greg Lloyd, Ken Norton, Michael Brooks. There's some names in here. There's definitely Roman Pfeiffer. There's some names. Love to keep an eye on some of these guys. And then you got prime time Deion Sanders. Coach Sanders is in the league, baby. 99 speed, 99 man, 90 zone, 95 play rec, 99 excel, 98 agility, 99 press. This dude is the GOAT. He's the GOAT. And it even says you gotta believe on his do-rag up there. That is awesome. Rod Woodson as well. Underrated. People don't really think about him when they talk about best corners of all time, but he's certainly up there. Ioannis Williams. I never know how to pronounce his first name. Darrell Green, Kevin Smith, Ray Buchanan. Some studs at the quarterback spot for sure. But obviously Primetime's the top one. Free safeties. You got some big names. You got Ronnie Lott, but he's getting a little bit older at this point, 35 years old. He was more of an 80s player, but he's still rocking it. He's still rocking it here. Then you got strong safeties, Darren Woodson. Love Darren Woodson. One of the best safeties of all time. Tim McDonald, Steve Atwater. Steve Atwater is a hard hitter. That is a hard-hitting safety. That is for sure. Carnell Lake, but all these guys were hard hitters in the day. John Lynch, a young John Lynch, 22 years old. Ooh, there's some young players in here that I like. Rodney Harrison, same deal. Hasn't made it to New England yet, but he's young. And he's ready to go. He wants to be a Baltimore Raven. I just know it. I just know he does. And then you got some of the top kickers. You got John Carney. You got Gary Anderson. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but I know he was pretty good. Morton Anderson. I think he was the all-time leading scorer in NFL history for a long time, if not still. So some big-name kickers and then some big-name punters as well. So that is kind of the feel of the league, basically. That's kind of where we are at in 1994. Now, I don't know how this is going to work here. I'm going to import a local file. I hope this works well. I have 1995 right here. Hopefully this works, and it looks like it has. Okay, so we've got ourselves Steve McNair, Air McNair, rest in peace. Do we go with a quarterback right off the bat? I don't know. I'm not sure. Rashaan Salam, I think rest in peace to you as well. Heisman winner, I'm pretty sure, right? He won the Heisman in Colorado. I think he did. I don't know where to go. I mean, we need so many different... We need every position, basically. So every position is up for grabs. Obviously, you got Joey Galloway as a stud. I don't really know what's the move. I have no idea what the move is going to be for this. Tony Baselli at left tackle would be awesome. We're obviously going to have the #1 overall pick, so we can pick whoever we want. We have the pick of whoever we want. That is legit. So we can go in here and basically grab any player we want. I don't know who it's going to be. It's probably going to be Steve McNair. Maybe it's Warren Sapp. I don't know. It's going to be somebody that hopefully is good for us. Ty Law is also in this draft class. And there's some good players in this one. It's not a great draft class. There's not a bunch of like, huge names. But that doesn't mean it's not a great draft class. But there's not a ton of huge names in this. But there are some good players. Obviously, at the top, you got Baselli, you got McNair, you got all these guys, Joey Galloway, Kevin Carter. You got some huge names, but not any, like, amazing names, like, all around. But it's a good draft class, and we obviously need a quarterback. I just don't know if quarterback is going to be our #1 pick this year. Let's see. Our #1 scout is going for left guards and freaking centers. We don't need that. We need freaking quarterbacks. We need quarterbacks, ladies and gentlemen. And we can only get a quarterback. Kenny Ramsey is our, I guess, going to be our national scout, because I want to know all about Mr. Steve McNair. And we'll fire Grace Park because they were a quarterback scout as well. We got to get a 1-tier scout. We'll go for this guy, Tariq Atkins. Why not? Because we need to have... Actually, we don't need a corner, so we'll fire Tariq Atkins. Sorry. Didn't mean to give you hope that you had a job. We'll go for an offensive lineman. Like Meg Wilson. Left guard, right guard, that's fine. Perfect. And they need to scout the... What are you scouting? The Northeast. No, we already have the Northeast. Southeast is done. Central is done. The West. They need to scout the West. Perfect. So that's what you'll be doing. All right, so we got ourselves our scout. Quarterback scout. The region breakdown has the Nationals' strong suit. Is it going to tell me? Oh, God, this old school model for the original when they first added this new version of scouting. It's so hard to read. Especially when you've been reading what the new version of it that looks a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. Certainly not great, but looks a little better. All right, so this first episode, I haven't decided yet if it's going to be actual gameplay or not. Probably not gameplay, but because there's no real players on this team, I haven't decided yet if this is going to be simulation or not. Probably. You know what? Let's just go all in. Let's simulate the first season. Let's get the first draft done. Let's get the first draft out of the way. So we're going to simulate to mid-season. We're obviously going to be very, very bad. I'm not expecting any wins. I'm expecting to get blown out by probably 40, I would say would be a reasonable amount to get blown out by. Probably more than that. I would not be surprised. But yeah, I will pick back up with you guys when we get to Week 8. All right, we are at the Week 8 mark. Obviously, we are 0-7. No surprise there. Let's just take a look at the schedule real quick. See how much we've lost by. So 45-14, 31-7, 27-10. So we're not losing by that much. We're getting blown out, but I expected it to be pretty bad. But it's not horrible. Not horrible. Mock draft number 2 is available, and obviously we have the #1 overall pick. They have us taking Kijana? Is it Kiana Carter? I don't know how to pronounce his name. I apologize. I'm probably not going to take him. I'm most likely going to take Steve McNair with the #1 overall pick, but I like the fact that they have us taking that running back. That's interesting. I wonder if there's a way we can get Tony Baselli too. Probably not, because we have no assets to trade. But maybe there's a way. Maybe. I don't like this old school Madden. Oh, I say old school. It's only 2 years old. I don't like this older version of Madden where it's just so, it feels so different. It feels so alien to me. Man, we have nobody that they want for a first round pick. You kidding me? We have nobody. Who would they want for the first overall pick? Or not first overall pick, but like the 3rd overall pick? Eagles have 3 first round picks. Well, share. Give me the 8th overall pick. I'll give you my right tackle and my left tackle. I'll give you both of them. They're my highest rated players. Yeah, that's not going to work. And unfortunately, we don't have all the trade spots that we do in current day Madden. So this is not going to be how it works. We're not going to be able to get 2 first round picks. Okay, so that's not going to happen. That's okay. It's all right. It's all right. I'm not mad. No, I'm not mad at it. Negotiations. I mean, we don't need to bring anybody back. These guys do not matter one bit. So I'm gonna save all. I'm gonna save all my money, and we're not gonna sign any of those guys. And we're just going to move on. I hope I didn't... Did I miss something? I might have just missed something there. That's okay. Whatever. We're going to keep simulating. Obviously, if we win a game, that'd be absolutely insane. I doubt we do. Yeah, we didn't even put up a point against the Vikings there. So I'd say it's pretty safe that we are going to be winless, which is what I expected. All right, now we're at week 11, which is the mark where we can scout some players fully or add a little bit more to them. So our focus players, who are they going to be? We have 100% on Steve McNair. They have him as a 2 to 3 talent? Get out of here. Steve McNair. He's Air McNair. Get out of here. We know quarterbacks all the way, though. That's nice to know. Is there anyone down the board that's a steal? It doesn't look like it. But we're probably still going to be all in on Steve McNair, I would guess. I'll put it on Carter. I'll put it on Baselli. And I'll put it on Joey Galloway, just so we know those big-name guys. There we go. All right, so those are where we utilize our Week 11 points. Now I'm going to simulate the rest of the year and catch back up with you guys when we are done. I'm not going to re-sign anybody because we don't need to. So basically, it's just going to be me simulating the end of the season. We're going to be winless. We're not going to make the playoffs, obviously. I'll see you guys then. End of Season 1, it's a miracle. We didn't go winless. We actually won 2 games this year. Who were the teams that we beat? Who lost to us? Who had any? We didn't have any right winning any of these games. Who did we beat? So we go to the regular season. We went on a 2-game win streak. We beat the Bengals by a point, and then we beat the Rams, who are still in LA. We beat the Rams 24-17. Why? Why did we beat these teams? Player stats. Steve Broussard ran for 68 yards. Jeff Blake threw a touchdown. Billy Joe Hobart. 2 touchdowns and 218 yards. I guess that's good enough. Defensively, did we have any pressure or anything? No picks in this game. We just won. What a weird game. We had no business beating the Bengals or the Rams, and yet we did. Huh. I'm assuming we're still the number 1 overall pick. I would hope that didn't ruin our chances. Please tell me we're still the number 1 overall. Okay, we are by 2 games. So the Jags and Panthers you would expect to also be down here because they're new expansion teams. And so are we, technically. But we went 2-15, so perfect. We still have the number 1 overall pick guaranteed, and it's probably going to be Steve McNair. It is probs going to be Stevie boy because, I mean, he's not going to have anybody to throw to, but at least we'll have a quarterback. Although it says he's around 2 to 3 talent. They're disrespecting my boy. Disrespecting my boy McNair. It's going to be Cowboys, Chargers in the Super Bowl. The Cowboys not surprising. Chargers little surprising that they are, okay, it looks like those fake players, the 0 overall players got glitched. The Chargers are a little bit surprising that they made the Super Bowl. They beat the Bills. So it was Bills, Chiefs, Browns, Oilers. Then it was Patriots, Chargers, Raiders in the AFC side of things. Then it was Cowboys, Niners, Vikings, Bucks. Then Seahawks, Lions, Packers. Those are your playoff teams in order of seed. And the Super Bowl is Cowboys, Chargers. What a weird one, but hey, I would expect the Cowboys to win it. I guess we'll find out. Here we go. Who's going to get the W in the first Super Bowl? It's the Chargers. The Chargers have beaten the Cowboys in the Super Bowl. Weird. Not what I expected whatsoever. Who gets the Super Bowl MVP? It's Stan Humphries, the quarterback for the Chargers. MVP of the league is Emmitt Smith. Coach of the year is Mike McCarthy. That doesn't count. Emmitt Smith is the player of the year as well, so he must have just killed it. I like the fact that they gave a running back the MVP award. That tells you that it's a mod, that they gave a running back the MVP award. Because Emmitt Smith, I think, won an MVP, didn't he? Maybe not. I don't know. Defensive player of the year was Derek Thomas. Rookie of the year was Marshall Faulk on the Colts and on offense. And the defensive rookie of the year was Bryant Young, D-tackle for the 49ers. So that is your first year here in this 94 mod rebuild. Ravens rebuild. So let's get to re-sign period because we're not going to need to re-sign anybody because we simply cannot. Well, we can, but we simply don't want to, basically, is what I should have said. Because there's nobody here that is good. Nobody here that we need. We can literally find anybody better off the street. Although I kind of want to sign Billy Joe Herbert because he got us that W. Or those 2 Ws. But we're going to get probably Steve McNair, so we don't need him. Upgrade players. We really need to cut these 0 overall players. How are they even on the team still? Let me figure some stuff out here. If we go to... Here we go. Let's just... Can we cut them? They have upgrades, but I can't upgrade because there's not enough skill points in the bucket. Which is still the dumbest phrase Madden's ever used. Can I just release you? Yeah, there we go. Alright, they're all quarterbacks too. Which is weird. Is it working? Are we releasing people? I think we are. We have a bunch of quarterbacks. I don't know why. Maybe they'll just get... How much is their contract? Stats and contracts. Are they under contract for just 1 season? They're under contract for 2 seasons, so we got to cut them now because I don't want them on my team. They're taking up a lot of space. I get they're filler players, but I don't want them on my team, so I got to cut them. I got to cut everybody that sucks. I don't know who sucks. It's all these... Okay, it's just all the quarterbacks we'll cut. So I'm going to go and cut these guys really quickly, and then I'll meet you guys back when I'm done. It's going to take like 5 seconds. All right, I got that done. Didn't take that long, like I said. So now we are ready to move on to retirements, I guess. Is there any big names that retire? Nobody that I can say for sure is a huge name. Maybe Mel Gray, maybe? I don't know. Marcus Allen. There goes Marcus Allen. Darrell Green or Darryl Green. That's a big name, I guess. LT, Ronnie Lott. Okay, now we're getting to some Hall of Famers. Clay Matthews, Herschel Walker. All right, there are some pretty big names down the list that have called it a career here in 1994, 1995. So let's advance to free agency. I have no idea what this is going to entail. Obviously, everybody's contracts are so much cheaper because we're in the 90s. So that's why we have $181 million in cap. Who's going to be a free agent? Oh, God, the old school look of the free agencies just sucks, doesn't it? All right, we don't need to look at a quarterback, but maybe a backup, I guess. Jim McMahon, Bernie Kosar, Ty Detmer. That'd be fun as a backup. I mean, we have the money. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get Ty Detmer. BYU Heisman, I think, right? He won the Heisman. I'm pretty sure he did. We have all the money in the world, so we don't need to worry about overspending right now. We can offer him that contract. And that puts us in front by a lot. Okay, so we'll get Ty Detmer. So that's a little bit of a backup plan unless we, in case we don't go for Steve McNair, but we probably will. Running backs, probably better than obviously better than what we have, but I don't know if I want to go for anybody. Wide receivers, do I want to get any receivers? Maybe Art Monk at 37 years old could be fun. I don't know. I don't really want to. I don't know. I should probably just send this to Otto so they just sign people. But I don't know who I want. Jim Lachey, 32-year-old. I love Jim Lachey. Kevin Sargent's good too, but he's a little younger and more expensive, more sought after. I want Jim Lachey. I love me some Jim Lachey. Voice of the Buckeyes. Well, color voice of the Buckeyes, not play-by-play. That's the Big Daddy Paul Keels. All right. Let's get Jim Lachey a contract offer. This should easily surpass whatever the Browns are offering him. So I hate this system of paying people. Just, oh, God, I'm glad they updated it. Even though it's not, like, amazing nowadays, it's so much better than what this is. That's for sure. All right, so we offer Jim Lachey. He's going to sign with us. We could pretty much figure out our offensive line for the Mark Schlereth. Ooh, I want to get Stink. Let me get the Stinky boy in here. All right, we can pretty much get an offensive line for a couple of years to help Steve McNair if we go for him. That's for sure. All right, so we'll offer Mark Schlereth a contract. That's clearly better than what they're offering. Center is Bruce Matthews at 30. He's an X factor. I don't really want to spend any money on Bruce Matthews, but I will, because I'm a psycho. And we shouldn't have to pay him too much because the rest of the teams were kind of lowballing him, I think. So if we can just offer him 37.5, he should not come to New England. Baltimore. 95 points is not good enough. So we'll offer him 7.5 as a salary. That gets us to the top. Perfect. Right guard, right tackle. I think we'll just work on the left side of the offensive line for this one. Defensive line, we could go for any of these guys, really. D tackles. There's William Perry. Okay, we'll get William Perry. Get the refrigerator. I talked about how in the beginning how I wanted to get him, so we will grab ourselves a little bit of a refrigerator, even though he's 32 years old. Better than what we got. That's for sure. Okay, right ends, don't really want anybody. Left outside linebackers. You got Seth Joyner at superstar development, but do I really want him? Carl Banks is here. Nobody wants him. 19 bids for Seth Joyner. He must be one of the best in the class. Ooh, Spiels. Don't mind if I do. Gimme Spielman, baby. Shove him in my belly. I want Chris Spielman inside of me. Let me give him all the money, baby. All right, $90 million for the veteran linebacker. I'm willing to pay everything to get Chris Spielman on my roster. Free safeties, strong safeties. I think I'm going to go back and get that outside linebacker Seth Joyner. We're going to offer him a contract, and then that'll be everybody that we offer for Season 1 free agency. Because we're already going a little bit crazy with the money right now. Ooh, I need to raise it a little bit for Joyner. I'll give him a crazy bonus. And that puts us in front. All right, perfect. So now we've got ourselves quite the negotiations. Bruce Matthews, Chris Spielman, Seth Joyner, Jim Lachey, Mark Schlereth, William Perry, Ty Detmer. Let's go see. I forgot you can't just do the evaluation period. Let's go see if we get any, if not all, of those new additions. And that'll make the team at least somewhat competitive for year 2, depending on if we get a quarterback or not. We could always go Tony Baselli and then just move the dude to right tackle, whoever we got. So we got Schlereth. Awesome. We didn't get Spielman. Interesting. We got Bruce Matthews. We didn't get Joyner either. We got Jim Lachey, and we got Ty Detmer. Interesting. We didn't get the 2 linebackers. Huh. Okay. So at least the offense looks a little bit better, but the defense didn't get any better at all. Very interesting. Generate the best lineup. So the offensive line looks a lot better now. Joyce actually has superstar development. Whatever. Okay, so the offensive line looks a little bit better now. Obviously, those guys are older, so we'll have to look for them new people in the future. But the defense doesn't look any better because we didn't get ourselves... Oh, and William Perry didn't even decide yet. William Perry did not decide on a team. So my negotiations, William Perry, we're battling with the Dolphins. We should be able to get him. Did those guys sign, though? Spielman chose the Seahawks, and Joyner chose the Falcons. So what are you going to do? I offered Spielman a crazy contract. He said, no, thank you. I don't want to be on your team. It is what it is. We couldn't get him. We will move and focus on the 1995 NFL Draft. 1995 NFL Draft. We've got ourselves private workouts this early. Okay, it's a good thing I didn't skip past that. All right, we know 95% on Carter. We know 80% on Joey Galloway. Why did I say it like that? Joey Galloway. We know 80% on Tony Baselli. I probably want to know a little bit more about Warren Sapp. Maybe Tyrone Poole. Probably, certainly, Craig Newsome. And then, should we just figure out officially how good Tony Baselli is? Probably. Let's do that. So those will be my final private workouts. William Perry accepted his contract, so we got a new D tackle. That's nice to see. A new D tackle on the team. He's a refrigerator, and he's very hefty. Mock draft number 5 is going to be pretty crucial. And we still have $119 million, so I didn't go absolutely insane. Even though I would have if we would have got those 2 linebackers. All right, mock draft number 5. They have us taking Mike Mamu. Steve McNair has fallen to the number 4 pick to Washington. Sapp is number 7. Joey Galloway is number 8. Where's Tony Baselli at? He's number 19. He's a top 5 true talent. He's number 19. Ty Law is also here. Oh, he's projected to go number 19. That is very interesting. I'll say that. Who had the number 19 pick? Mock draft number 5. Who has number 19? It is the Bucks. Tampa Bay Buccaneers have number 19. How do we get number 19? There's no trade offer suggestion in this game, so we're gonna have to do it manually. How do we get the number 19 pick? How do we do it? By trading our entire offensive line, probably. I mean, we don't need these guys because we get Tony Baselli, so we would just move them we'd move one of them to tackle. But unfortunately, we just don't have any other positions that they want. They need a quarterback. We have Ty Detmer. Do you want Ty Detmer? We have a fullback, Fred Lester. Do you want him? This is going to be... I don't think it's going to be possible. We just don't have anybody else that they want besides draft picks, and I don't really want to give them draft picks, I don't think. Maybe Calvin Jackson, my best corner. That moves it up a little bit, but it's not going to do enough. I wish I had more selections to trade from. This is the bad thing about going back to Madden 22. I don't want to trade my 96 draft picks because 96 could have a good draft. I don't know why I stuttered there for a second. How do we get this pick? I wonder, do you think my method works in Madden 22? I've never tried it I don't remember trying it in Madden 22. I wonder if it works. Is it even a thing? It is. So if we go here, hold on, let me make sure that this stuff is all, okay. So it's now costs less. So let me buy all this stuff. I have not a lot of skill points. I thought I had more skill points than that. 2% trade discount for CPU draft picks. That's what I want to be boosted up. Okay, so we used our staff points to help out a little bit. I'm going to simulate to the NFL draft, and we're going to see if maybe, just maybe, that little bit of boost on the discount helps us out enough to where we can make that trade for number 19. So let's go to the trade, talk to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for the number 19 pick in the draft. We'll trade them my backup left tackle and my starting right tackle. And that did a little bit more. That puts us into the yellow now. But it's still not, if it would have been in the green, that would have been a little bit better. And they were kind of interested in Calvin Jackson. That's in the green, but not enough. It's going to be a little bit too difficult, I think. I just don't have enough assets. If I had players that actually were high overall, then this would be a cakewalk. But I don't think we can do it. We're gonna have to let Tony Baselli fall to Tampa. It's just not gonna work out for us. I just don't have, and I don't want to trade my draft picks because I might want to build in the draft in the next couple of years. And we only have 2 sets of draft picks. We only have 2021 and 2022 technically, or 22 and 23. Even though it's 94, 90, or 95, 96. So let's start drafting here. We have the number 1 overall pick. We're going to take Steve McNair. I've made the decision. Might as well have some fun. Get ourselves a quarterback. Some of these players probably are better players, but I want to get Steve McNair. Might as well. He looks good, 6'2", good physicals. He's got decent play, or decent attributes. We're going to grab him. He's a hidden development player, 94 throw power, 86 speed, 89 acceleration for the boy, and he's the new starting quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens. Is that who the Ravens? The Ravens had him eventually. I don't think they drafted him, obviously, because they weren't a thing in this draft. All right, so the number 2 pick in the draft is Mike Mamu to the Jaguars. Then Carter goes to the Panthers. Washington gets Craig Newsome. Kevin Carter goes to the Eagles. Kerry Collins is in Cincinnati. Warren Sapp heads to Houston. Joey Galloway to the Giants. Michael Westbrook. Derek Alexander. Ellis Johnson. Tyrone Poole. Kyle Brady. J.J. Stokes. We are coming up on the Tampa pick. Mark Bruner. Mark Fields. Craig Powell. Here's the Tampa pick. We have one last opportunity to grab Tony Baselli if we want him. I don't know how he's fallen this far. This is our chance to grab him if we want him. I hope Ty Law falls to the second round. I doubt that he does. Derek Brooks is a second round possibility too. Okay, so there are some people down the board that we could grab for sure. But Tony Baselli. The fact that there's not a trade offer, I'm so used to asking the trade offer thing, but it's not a thing now. I just don't think there's a possibility. Unless I give them Jim Lachey. Do I give them Jim Lachey? They don't even want Jim Lachey. Probably because he's old, I would guess. What about if I gave Jim Lachey and Alan Klein? It's not going to work. Nothing I have is going to do it except for probably a draft pick, but I don't want to give them any draft picks, so we're just going to have to let him walk. I tried my best. Let him walk. Tony Baselli heads to Tampa. Ty Law doesn't fall. I didn't think he would, but there was a possibility. We need to have the hope that Derek Brooks falls to pick 1 of the second round. There's a good possibility he does, since we are into the 30s right now. James Stewart, Napoleon Kaufman. Okay, here we go. Round 2, pick 1. Derek Brooks is on the board. So is Rashaan Salam. But I think this has got to be the Derek Brooks pickup. I know we could use a running back, but I mean, elite speed, elite acceleration. Derek Brooks is a freak of nature. We can't pass up on that. That's a Hall of Fame outside linebacker right there. 88 speed, 91 excel at outside linebacker is insane. Big pickup. That's a huge second round pick. We could have used a running back, especially a guy as talented as Salam was. And maybe he'll fall to the third round. Maybe he'll fall to the third round and we can grab him. I doubt that he does. But maybe a team just doesn't need a running back. They took Terrell Fletcher before Salam. Did I skip? He's not on the board still, is he? He's still on the board. They took Fletcher before him. Interesting. They must have thought he was better. I don't know. But the Heisman winner's still on the board. Pat Riley, the Godfather. Ah, he got taken by the Rams, of all teams, who have Jerome Bettis. Okay, whatever. We'll skip to our next pick. Third round. What are we going to grab? Ted Johnson out of Colorado. 6'4". Great speed, great acceleration. Interesting. We'll keep an eye on him. What else do we need? I think we need a right guard. Curtis Martin's still on the board. We do need a running back. Curtis Martin could be our guy. I don't think Curtis Martin makes it all the way to the 4th round, so I think Curtis Martin's going to be our guy. I like Ted Johnson, but I think we need a running back to pair alongside Steve McNair. So Curtis Martin, huge pickup, 95 speed, 95 excel, 91 agility, 85 excel, change of direction. That's a huge pickup in the 3rd round. That's our starting running back right there. That is our starting running back in year number 2. We have 2 4th round picks, which is nice. Let's see. Andrew Green is on the board. He must be really bad if he's a round 1 to 2 projection. He's still on the board. But at this point, I don't recognize any of these names, so we might have to just go off of positional need, which we need wide receiver. Is there a receiver on the board? There's one that's still 3 to 4. Tamarick Vanover. Vanover? I don't know how to say his name. He doesn't look that good. He's not even that fast. I think we just punt on receivers this year and don't go for one. What else do we go for? I kind of want to know how bad this guy is. Andrew Green, he's around 1 to 2 projection. He doesn't have the greatest physicals. How bad could he be? He's only normal development, but maybe he's better than the right guard that we have now. He could play there. He is 25, though. I didn't realize that. That's probably why he's still on the board, because he's 25 as a rookie. That's not a good thing. But, I mean, we're in year 2 of our existence, so maybe he can be a good player for us. I'm going to draft this one last player, and then we will let the CPU handle the rest, because I don't really recognize any of these guys. Who do I want my final pick to be? I'm already excited that we got Steve McNair and Derek Brooks, so I'm already on top of the world. But we need to add another player here in the 4th round, and I don't know who. I might just let the CPU handle this because I have no idea who this final pick is going to be even. TD? Terrell Davis in this class? I didn't realize it. Oh, well, it's got to be him then. It's got to be Terrell Davis. I know we just took Curtis Martin, but I can't pass up on Terrell Davis. You kidding me? TD? Not passing up on that. All right, that's a huge draft. Huge draft. I'm going to let the CPU handle the rest of it. Big time class. I'm happy about that. I'm happy that we got our quarterback of the future, at least for right now. We got 2 running backs of the future. We got a outside linebacker of the future. I mean, we got some players. We got some players. So McNair ends up being a 70. Fine. Derek Brooks is a 78. 74 for Martin, 62 for Green. It's a kind of a miss. But I wanted to know how bad he actually was. 76 for TD, and then they took a free safety, 67, and then a corner, 66. How good was this class in general? So we had the best player in the class was Joey Galloway, and then Tony Baselli, then Ty Law, Kevin Carter, Warren Sapp, Michael Westbrook, then Derek Brooks. So we got a guy that's top 10. I'll take that. And then TD was also there. All right, year number 1, considering we started from literally nothing, I mean, we won 2 games, which is not something I expected. I'd say that went pretty well. Oh, I forgot they did Hall of Fame inductions. Who's got the Hall of Fame? Who is it? Who is that face? Oh, it's DeMarcus Ware. All right, that doesn't matter. I forget. Why didn't they keep that in? That's cool. That's pretty cool. Adjust the lineup. We'll go and make sure that everybody's starting, that we want to have starts. Steve McNair is going to start. Terrell Davis is a higher overall than Curtis Martin. Offense looks slightly better. We still don't have any receivers for Steve McNair to throw to, so hopefully that doesn't hurt his development too much. And then the defense doesn't look amazing, but we do add Rookie and Strong. We add William Perry. We add Derek Brooks. So it's slow. Rome wasn't built in a day. It's slow, but it'll happen. I will get everything ready for episode number 2 for the 96-97 season. No, 95-96 season, because the 96 draft will be next. So yeah, I'll get it right. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I know this is a super crazy mod, and I know it's back on an older game in Madden 22 that doesn't have all the updated features and stuff, but I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Like I said in the beginning, if you want to suggest any teams, you saw all the top players of the era, so if you want to suggest any rebuilds that you want to see, specific teams you want to see rebuilt in this mod, let me know, and I will take them into consideration and possibly do a video with them. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.